have a workshop here today. We're going to go over the 5 day challenge and how warm marketing should be incorporated in your marketing style because it's the best, the easiest, best, lowest barrier of entry. So let's get right into this thing. Just like you, I've heard over and over and over again from the experts in marketing. I've been in the podcasts, the speaking events, everywhere, and these people who like they've done this for like 100 years, and they have these deep databases of connections, and they don't do marketing, and they get all their sales through referrals, and it just seems automatic for them. They just keep cranking away, and they don't do TikTok dances. They don't do paid ads. They don't do SEOs, but they've been doing it for forever. And they always say in these talks, in these videos, in these wherever you see them, that key to their success is giving, genuine giving. And so every time I've heard this over the years, and in every seminar and every reel, I thought to myself, that sounds great. I want to work for referrals. I don't want to be grinding this thing out or paying for ads or doing cold leads. And I get it. The key is giving. Totally understand. Totally get it. But I always stopped and I thought to myself, like, what? What do I have that others want? And what do I give them? I'd love to give, but what am I giving? And as I'm hearing these speakers and they give this kind of advice, and I'm all in, you know? I want the referral business. I want to help the community. I want to be a go-to person. Meanwhile, I've just started going out into my local businesses at this time, at the very beginning of my business, and I started doing local business commercials for them. It was just something I just happened to be doing way back 15 years ago. Nothing too crazy, none a ton of editing, just simple interview style, just to, interviews to let my audience know where the local businesses were. And I can share them with my audience and I can make them feel like they were more local. And I could help these business owners get more attention. And that's when it hits me. You know, that is the thing I can give. I can give video commercials. I have control over that. I've got the means and the ability, and I have fun doing it. So I made that pivot and I went to all the local business owners that I know and I started making commercials for them. I started adding them to my CRM. I started growing my database. I started making all the connections I needed. And now I'm to the point where I know the local business owners and I wanted to start creating a place, a platform where I can teach others how simple it is and how you should be doing it for your business as well. So as you can see from the handout, let's do a little bit of at the very beginning, some things you should know. I want to make this as interactive as possible. I hate it when people just sit there and like tease out what's happening next, blah blah blah. I know there's a strategy to it. I know there's the workshops have a point to them. I don't do it that way. I want to slow down and I want you to be able to fill this stuff out. It should be interactive. You should have your copy. So as you go, I'll give you pauses, type stuff up. You'll get the copy. You'll be able to keep it at the very, very end. So it's all yours. I don't really think anybody loves being called on. If you have questions and so forth, throw them in the chat. We can do them at the end. We'll turn a video recording off for that part. And so that way you can, and I've taken everybody's faces off. So that way it's all anonymous to help you out a little bit as well. And then we're going to go over what warm marketing really means and why the 5 day challenge and warm marketing works. And it's going to be the abridged version. We have the full course, but this is just the quickie. This is just to kind of go over the ins and outs, what it is in a very quick fashion. And then what I want you to walk away with is how simple and, of course, how affordable and practical warm marketing can be, especially in this day of AI. And we're going to continue to see more and more and more and more marketing saturation. It's so easy to create content, to create ads, that warm marketing, getting face to face, is going to be more important than ever because you're going to have to be creative to stand out because everybody's going to be able to create this content, these ads, these marketings, these SEOs. It's going to be so crazy that you need to start doing some things to make yourself stand out and really start getting back into those one-on-one, those face-to-face meetings so you can build the trust to know you're a real person and grow your business through warm marketing. We're going to talk to you about how this whole looks here. Cool. So the 5 day challenge is basically, like I said, a bridge version. So day one, we always start with building your list. And we do that because we're going to position ourselves as a collaborator, not a salesperson. You're not selling anything. You're not asking for anything. you're going to be a collaborator. So first, and I'm going to give you a 5 seconds or so to sit there and fill this in as we go. We start with what your strongest business value is. When you're not in the room, how do you want people to describe you? Giving, charitable, money, no nonsense, sports oriented, children oriented. Like, what is it that's your strongest business value? And I'm going to give you a few seconds here to just type that on in there. What do you think? Your gut reaction. What is your business value? All right, good. So you got your business value. And then, so now that you know who you are in general, we can move into how you're going to give. You want to be sure you're aligning with other business owners that are on the same page. You're aligning value wise. Because if you're somebody who's charitable and you start meeting up and doing content with people that are more money driven and or have different values, it's not going to look right and it's not going to fulfill your need to give. And your warm marketing is going to feel forced and not make the connections you need or want for your business, right? So we got to be careful with that. The next section here we have the true giving has three filters. One is the values, and again, you have to align with people's values. You have to have the same ideas and values as the people you're collaborating with. And then here's the part of the true giving that really makes it effective is what are their pain points, right? You don't just give for the sake of giving. You need to know what they need. You have to address some things that will add value to their business as well, right? So they're going to want to collaborate with you. They're going to want to engage with you because you're doing something with them or for them that addresses one of the pain points, one of the things that they need in their business to be solved. Most of the time when we do local business commercials, it's the pain point of getting more audience and getting more attention and getting more buyers for their product. And that addresses a pretty simple, straightforward pain point. And that's typically how we go about it. But if they have something else, when you sit down and talk to them, talk about that. Like, hey, what else are you looking for? What other things do you need? What value can I add to your business? All right. So first of all is the values, making sure you're lined up. And the second is the pain points. And then the third, it's got to be mutually beneficial, right? So once you address their pain points, once you say, all right, cool, you need more people in your, more buyers, you need people coming through your shop, totally get it. Here is what I can do to help you. And here's how, in the meantime, when we do this, it also reflects my skills, my abilities, and I can actually give to you in a meaningful way. So I had a little bit of video background, tiny bit, just enough. We also do podcasts, so we do that as well. And I know that's an easy barrier of entry too, if you don't like video. We focus on video because getting your face and getting yourself out there is really the key. It's super important to have people recognize you and somebody who's giving, and your business just grows much faster when you do video content. So the mutual benefit is the fact that I can do some of these videos and I can bring them to my audience. It helps me create some content that I can put out. And in doing so, I can help that business. So those are the three things you're looking for. You're looking for the values of your business and businesses you're going to collaborate with, the pain points of that business and things you can help and you can add value to. And then, of course, the mutual benefits, the things that you can work together on that will help maybe your audience know them better, or maybe you're trying to also get more people through your store. So maybe you're going to do an event, whatever it is you're going to do, mutual benefits. So those are the three things. So as you're setting up that list, keep in mind what kind of mutual benefits we're going to have as well. So having the right list is essential. Like I said in the very beginning, if you're starting to align with businesses that if you're a brownies and you sell bakery goods, meeting up with a guns and ammo place may or may not be the match that you're looking for. And this is how, when people start giving and start doing charity and this is how they burn out because they're not aligning with people that are on the same value system, or they're going in there and offering something that is not mutually beneficial. You go in there and say, hey, listen, I do flyers. All right, cool. We're a bakery. We don't really need that. I can do more flyers for you. And they're not going to call you back. They're not going to collaborate. When you go in there and you have this list of, the values, the pain points, and the mutual benefit, then you're taking the stress out. right? You're both doing things that you're in aligned with, that you enjoy each other. So when you walk into the bakery and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to do a commercial with you," everybody needs to know how cool your eclairs are or how delicious your coffee is. We do it. I'll give it to my audience. It'll help me have some content, and then it'll bring some more butts through the door for you because we all want more people coming through the door. Right. And when you're doing that and when you're giving, that's where the stress relief, that's where the burnout ends because you are giving. You're doing something to help them out. You feel good about it. You're making a positive impact. And at the same time, you're meeting the shop owners and you're meeting their audience. You're meeting their supporters. You are growing your audience inherently through the activities and actions you do to help them out. Make sense? So, next step is grab three businesses that you think off the top of your head that maybe you know them, maybe you already get along with them, maybe you go there on a frequent basis. Add these three businesses that already align with your goals. You have kind of an idea of what their pain points might be, and there's some mutual benefit to the two of you. Take 2 seconds, fill in the three. And you don't have, I'm not holding you to this. It's just some brainstorming. Just think about some. Go ahead. So as we move on, you have this reflection, and I'm not going to go over the reflection right now. This is something that once we're done with this course and you go back and look through your notes, that you stop and think about this. You know, why did these businesses make your list? What is it about them that aligns with your goals? Does somebody you know, maybe they sell similar things? Maybe they sell A and A needs to have B, and so there's a connection there where you collaborate, there's synergy, something like that. And then ask yourself, what value do you bring to them? Right? So be sure you go over some of that once you're going back over your notes. All of this stuff's going to be great and reflected upon. And that's day one, setting your values, thinking about businesses, making the list. Day two. Day two is when you set the appointment and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't even have like the video content. I don't have any equipment. I don't have any of this stuff yet. Set the appointment first. It is going to take you a little bit of time, probably, to get somebody lined up, right? And if somebody says yes right away, cool. You know, it doesn't mean you have to schedule it right away. You can say if somebody says yes, you're like, all right, cool. I need 10 days, you know. But you want to start getting the people lined up. You want to start saying, hey, listen, I'm going to do commercials. I'm growing my business to try to help the community a little bit. I'd like to have you involved. I want to support you. Do a very, very positive message of giving. You're not going to have any sales breath. You're not going to do anything of that nature. It might take a little bit of time. I've found in the past that sometimes it takes a little bit for people are like, you're just going to give this to me? And you have to say, yeah, I'm just giving it to you. This is just me just doing it. So it might take a little bit of rep. But once you get the reputation, it goes a lot smoother. It gets a lot smoother because people are like, oh yeah, I saw that last video you did with so and so, and oh yeah, I talked bumped into them, and they said I should give you a call. It becomes easier and easier to do these. But at first, start thinking of that list, start thinking of places you frequent, and start reaching out to them. There's a script here. We'll get to that in 1 second. But the video or the podcast ends up becoming your vehicle, your way to get in there and meet and talk with them or strengthen the relationship with them. If you already know the people at the bakery a little bit, this gives you a chance to really, really get to know them much better. If you know somebody at the record shop or even the lender or the realtor or the financial person or the person at the lumber yard, all these folks you can really get a better relationship with because the video and or podcast, I'm gonna keep saying video though, the video really is your way, your foot in the door, the way in the vehicle. The giving is what it is. It's the giving. So, a few things we want to think about as we continue to go through here. What do you want to name your show? Be sure you have some kind of like connection to your business, or it could be your name, something like that. We do the Live Local podcast, for example. Of course, Live Local YouTube channel. So we have our name ingrained in most of everything we do. But take a few seconds and think to yourself, what would you name the show? Throw a couple of names out there. Just take a second because I want you to be able to picture yourself taking this next step and what it's going to look like for you. This is important to actually have a vision of what this will look like for your business as we continue moving on. So take 1 second. Good. So as you have a couple of names for that show, things to keep in mind, things to remember. When you do this and you go in there, make sure you make them the hero. right? Make sure that everything is about them, which sometimes can be tough because we're used to kind of self-promoting or promoting ourselves as we do this. And you can have insights and you can have discussions and you can do, but make sure it's about them that you're giving to them. And we do this for lots of reasons. One, because that creates the genuine giving and it creates the trust. Because if you're in there and you have an interview and you just talk about yourself the whole time, they know like you just did this to promote yourself. And that's not why we're here. We're here to promote this business. We're to give to them. We're trying to help them. And we have to make them the hero. They should like come out of this looking amazing. Because when you do it that way, in the end, you will also look good. Don't worry about it. You don't have to sit there and pound your chest about how cool I am or how good I am or how. Don't do any of that. Make them the hero. This is the greatest bakery, the best lumber yard, the best whatever that you'll ever see. Make them the hero because it's worth it for you in the end. It's the way to do it. And then below we have that script, and there's a variety of scripts that I've used. This is just one. There's a whole bunch in the course as well. But it's simple, like, "Hey Bob, hey, I run a I run a local marketing project, and we highlight local business owners. I'd love to feature you. Do you have 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes this week for a quick and free video spotlight?" And if they give you a little pushback, then yeah, I'm really doing it for free. I just want to help the community. All honest, genuine answers. Once you make that first video, it's really easy to grab that one and use it as your testimonial, basically. Like, uh, hey, Bob, I just did a video with the local brewery. Here you go. Check it out. I can do the same thing for you. I'm just running around helping the community doing this for free. Would love to meet you. Would love to be able to put you in front of my audience. Right? Also, great way to do it. Next one, write down what you think your plan would be to hold yourself accountable. Because it's really easy that first day to send 3 or 4 scripts. And then if you don't hear a peep, which you probably will, but if you don't hear a peep, then just say, not working. So, how, what in your own system will help you stay accountable to continue to make these connections? Take like 5 seconds. And then the next thing is to set a date to do your first outreach. Today would be great. This afternoon would be even better. Do it. Set a date. Start reaching out to people. Start with the businesses you know. Start reaching out to people. But you got to start scheduling these things, even if you don't have the equipment or have the setup down yet, because it's going to take a little bit of time to get a hold of people, to set up dates. Businesses are busy, especially this time of year. So start making these appointments. Start, 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 start. Day three. Day three, we're actually making the video. And this is where I really make the good point. I really get a lot of collaborators, get a lot of folks hopping on board and really falling in love with the Live Local system is because we can do the whole thing for under 50 bucks. Think about how much money you've spent on SEO and cold leads and all of those really sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You got to call them 7 to 10 times. They don't show up on closing day and they don't buy the product after all. They return it after they this is it. This is the way to do it. So under 50 bucks and you get the know, like, and trust that'll create the army of referral that you're really looking for to grow your business, right? So the 3 things you need your phone because it's got the camera. When I first started this, man, we had the actual big old Rebel style camera. It was a pain. It was a lot. 16 years ago, we didn't have all the necessary like equipment that we do now, so it was a lot more tedious. But you just need your phone that's got the camera on it, does the video. You need a tripod because you don't want to sit there and hold it the whole time. That won't work. You'll get all fidgety and it'll look all crazy. And then a lapel mic. So the tripod you can buy on Amazon or whatnot for like under 20 bucks if you buy cheapy. If you want to buy a nice one, go ahead, but cheapy works. And the lapel mics are like $9 to $19 somewhere in that ballpark. So under that is all of that is under $50. The other things you need to know is when you do these, try to do them at the local business because if you try to set up some other place, sometimes they'll cancel or something came up or work got busy. If you set it up mobily, so that way you can go to them, and you should be able to because you only need the 3 things. Not that hard to do. You wait till the customer or whatever busy window is happening, and you can just do the video right after that. And it really puts them in a comfort zone because they're used to being in their office or their space, and so it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like and it's in their zone of things, right? And then you need good lighting. Try to be someplace where, like right now, I'm doing my videos here with the window of my office facing me, so you can see it's nice and pretty bright. Sunny days are even better. Or, I mean, if you really, really want to, you can buy like little lights or circle lights, things of that nature. But you don't have to. Just stand in a fairly well lit area with natural light facing your face. The lapel should pick up all the sound. That's all you really need. Once you do the interview you should probably keep it pretty straightforward. Make it like the who, what, where, when, how. Who are we? Where are we at? Where can people find you? What do you sell? How'd you get started? Keep it really simple and know to yourself, like you can edit this and you can chop parts out. So if you stammer or if something happens, not a big deal. You can even hit the stop button and start all over again. And it's just an easy stuff. Who are we? What are we doing? Where are we at? What do you sell? Where can people find more information? Keep it real easy. You don't need it to be too complicated. And then go around and do some B reel. Take some pictures or some video clips of like the things in their shop or their store. So easy. Don't make it any complicated than that. And then for editing and so forth, you just we'll get there, but it's going to be pretty easy as well. Okay? So there you go. Make the video, take an action, no expensive gear, interview style, good, authentic and polished. You don't need it to be super edited. Don't do that to yourself. Just keep it like this. Natural light, microphone, done. There's the gear list, got it. Interview questions. What inspired you to start? What do customers love? Who, what, where, when, how? Easy, easy, easy. Now, most business owners will be a little nervous at the beginning, likely, more than likely. So throw some softball questions up. I mean, you're not, no, Dan Rather trying to really break down somebody through an interview. You're just throwing some stuff out there. Once they start talking about their business, they get comfortable, they get excited, everything changes, their tone, their mood. They it because they love their business. And so once you start getting into asking them about their business, the jitteries leave. They get a little less nervous about it and they get right into it and they really start enjoying it. 99% of the time, people afterwards are like, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Thanks for doing this, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's your active question. Draft 3 questions for your interview. Make it so simple. Just make it easy. Don't make this too complicated. Just do the bare bones, the basics. Who, what, where, when, how. So write down 3. You can keep it to the who, where, when, how. You can add a bonus one if you want to. Just take 5 seconds. So go ahead and do that. And then now that you have the video done, we're moving into step 4. Step 4 is the editing, putting it in your CRM and your marketing plan. This is where you get the leads, keep the leads, create the relationships. This is the meat in the sandwich right here. So first and foremost, like don't do a ton of editing unless you really love it. And if you love doing it, great. If you hate it, there's lots of places where you can get a VA, Upwork. There's a lot. There's a bunch. We can put some more in there, but there's a lot of like VA places or get like aspiring college students, high school kids at the CTA. Like there's a lot of different places. You can get some people to just edit up and clean up your stuff. Or I use Canva. Canva's got a free version. Nice, simple. Go in there. I put an intro where it's got a little information about who we're going to be meeting, maybe a picture of their business, the actual interview, chop it up, throw some transitions, and then an outro, which has my contact information on it. I don't make it any more complicated than that because I'm super busy running around doing things, and so are you. So keep it easy. Keep it simple. It does not need to be crazy. It doesn't have to be a full-fledged Star Wars episode. Like it can just be 3 little parts, intro, video, outro, under 3 minutes. That's it. Don't make it hard on yourself. Don't make it hard on yourself. Then once you have it all edited up, you can put it out in the world, right? So a few things that you have to know, a few things you should do. One is you need a CRM. And if you don't have a CRM, do the research. This is not a CRM course, not a workshop for that. Make sure you have a CRM because you're going to want to put your business owner in there and you're going to want to keep following up and checking in with them. That's huge. And that's what very few people do. I know a lot of people that try to do the local business stuff and they go out and they reach out and they do a video and then nothing ever again. And then you're wasting everybody's time for that. Have them in there. Check in with them like you would a regular client every couple of months, every couple of weeks, whatever your time frame is, and check in. Hey, what do we got going on? Is everything all right? How's business? Do you need anything else? How can I help you? Staying in front of the business owner, who then stays in front of their audience, creates a large referral base for you. You know all the people. You get into all the people, right? So have the CRM. So, and now that you have the video, you're going to put it places. You're going to send it as an email. You're going to put it in YouTube. These are all free options. Put it in Facebook. Put it in Instagram, Pinterest. Where are your people? TikTok. Wherever your people are, share this. Here's another cool tip. You can also make it into reels. Have the intro, have maybe one thing you talk about in the interview, and have the outro. Short, short, short. And then you can create a opportunity to send it as a text message. You have an opportunity to send it as a DM on social media. You have an opportunity when you put it on social media and you know there's certain people in your database you have to follow up with that day, that you can tag them in the video and say, hey, Bob, I thought you would really love this video about the food truck because I know how much you enjoy a variety of foods or special foods or food truck things. And you're following up with your people without doing that boring, hey, how's the family type email, or giving them a call and making it an awkward conversation when they've got a million things going on. A quick tag, they will remember you, they will see you adding value, and they'll see you as a community leader. It's also a really easy strategy. So there you go. So have your CRM, put it out as an email, put it out as a YouTube, put it out on your social medias. And then, of course, what you're gonna want to do as each video fuels your community. You're gonna want to keep saying things like, "Hey, subscribe," call to actions. Hey, we want more information here. There's a huge, I mean, there's almost unlimited things you could do because you're providing community information. And so you're not selling anything. No one's going to feel like you're going to turn around and sell them, or they'll have to go through a process of, sales pitch or any of that stuff. So they'll jump on board because you're doing it in a very non-threatening, not salesy way. So you have a lot of opportunities to start like a mailer, or start like giveaways, or start like there's a lot of various things you can do. But just try to do a few things where people are noticing, tagging their friends, interacting with it somehow, tagging people. So that way you continue to grow your audience. And of course, you're always tagging that business because people following that business are also going to start following you as well because they want to know more about their favorite coffee shop, lumberyard, realtor, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Pretty awesome. Another thing is, and this is the last step here, so while you're doing these videos, a great way to get into the next local business into the video is as you're doing it, taking your equipment down, getting ready to walk out the door, like, hey, do you know any other local businesses that would love to do this? I have fun. I am growing community. Is a great way to help my folks like you. Do you know anybody else? And a lot of time they do, like, oh yeah, I need to talk to the flower shop. You got to talk to this person. Got to talk to that person. Cool. Do you have their number? No, I don't. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna reach out. I'm gonna say, hey, you sent me, if that's okay, or if you can do a three-way email, whatever you feel comfortable with, that'd be wonderful. And you start booking those next few videos. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and you're still giving to the community. You're helping those local businesses, and it's not salesy. You're not being salesy. Cool. Next step, as this interactive activity, where will you post the video and why? This should take you 3 seconds. Just think of one spot. We talked about a few already. And then the next thing is talking about the CRM a little bit. Again, this is not a CRM course. That's a totally different workshop that we can do later at a time, different at a later time. But for now, it's a couple of questions for you to reflect on, think about for your CRM. Now, day 5. So we've gone from making the list of your business all the way to creating the video and making relationships and knowing people, adding folks to your CRM. The next step is to build, repeat, and your call to actions, right? So you want to be able to do this over and over without the repetition and the consistency. That's how you build a reputation of the local expert. And if you continue to do it and you continue to help others, you continue to have that positive flow, you'll be more motivated to do it. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I always have enjoyed it because I know I'm helping others, and I know that local business is going to be more likely to stay open if I can get more people through their door, that I'm giving, that I'm helping, that I'm being a impact in my community. And that's what really pushes and motivates me, right? So come up with a system, maybe put it in your calendar or your goals, your weekly activities, whatever it is you do that you make cold calls or whatever activities or post this or post that, we're intentionally reaching out with those scripts, reaching out to various businesses, asking businesses if they can help one another, who else you can get in contact with. Set it up with that consistency. And as you continue to give to your community and continue to reach out to those businesses to ask for how they doing, adding value to their lives. If you keep checking in so they remember you and they know you and they associate you with the local expert who's there to help them succeed, your database grows. It has to grow. Like it's because there's no downside unless you start being salesy, or if you start doing things or staying inconsistent, or if something happens to you outside of this system, it's going to work and you're going to meet people and you're going to keep adding people to your database and it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Cool. So the business facts, repetition on authority, consistency, cool. And the CTA, all that stuff. Good stuff. And there's some call to action examples because you want to stay consistent with those call to actions. Are you going to send them to your Facebook page? Are you dragging them into your email and doing stuff like that so that way they can keep up with the newest and greatest things? Are you sending them to your website? Whatever you're going to send them, make sure you're consistent. Choose one of your CTAs. Be consistent. Send them that way. Now here's for the reflection. So after this class is over, the workshop's over, you have a reflection. What is the list of things you need to get started? Because this is going to work. It always works. No matter what your industry, I have seen a variety of industries from solar panels to holistics to financial to realtors. It works for everybody. It's just a matter of setting up your goals properly. What businesses do you align with? And then adding value with intentional giving that's mutually benefit to both sides. And when you do that, you have the energy, you don't burn out, you see the value in it, and it just continues to grow. So one last thing before we start getting, I got some questions over to the side here, which we'll cut you off here because we'll have this workshop flowing on the website, www.livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It'll be out and about. So as you do that, here are a few things. 5 days, cool. To take the next steps, right? Because I have to do a little bit of a pitch. The 5-day warm marketing challenge. If you wanted to try that for yourself, it's got the videos and got everything with it. If you want to take the course, if you want to just join in the membership, or if you're just trying to get the blog or set up a meeting, all of this is in the handout for you to take, to grab, to whatever works for you. I love talking about businesses. I love talking about marketing and how your business can grow with warm marketing systems. So without further ado, we're going to stop this workshop up. It's been 32 minutes. I'm over a little bit. And yeah, let's get to some questions.